Hello.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear
Yo,
you.
what's up?
Nothing much. I just ate a bunch of cucumber.
Hell yeah. Love that. I
Yeah,
just have some carrots out of my mom's garden that I have to eat, so maybe inspiring.
nice. So, how are you guys right now?
Good. I'm Matt, and then
Yeah, I'm
what's
Ben. I'm
what's
good. Ben and good.
All right, cool.
yeah.
How are you?
Wait, so, hold on. Wait. Is your name Seb?
Yeah, or Sebastian, whatever you prefer.
Sebastian. Oh, okay. Where you at?
Vancouver, Canada.
Oh, cool.
Well, not
You
Vancouver, but a suburb.
yeah. Is that where you grew up?
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh,
So,
cool. What? Yeah. What do you you should tell me about what you're doing with this.
I don't know exactly. Like,
Yeah.
I barely planned, but I do have a few questions, I guess. So, like,
Mm-hmm.
about the new album, do you guys have like any like particular like influences or anything? Like for Orange 2 or
Um,
just like in general?
I so I feel like this specific album, our influences are. I feel like our influences are all over the place, but like,
Yeah.
I I'm trying to think of maybe like a good answer that's not just like long-winded and boring or something, or like not a real answer or something. But it's wanted to really try to distill what we've been doing for a few years now
Yeah.
into more concise uh, tracks and songs that have like definite structure
Yeah, I can definitely see
and
that.
like as far as like we don't really sit down. I mean we listen to tons of music, like it's all over the place, and we try to not, in the past I feel like we've always been told that we sound like Devo or the Residents and
Oh
stuff like
yeah.
that when
Yeah.
we would do stuff earlier. And I think this was a conscious decision more than any other one to try to get away from that,
Mhm.
in any way that we could. I mean, we love those bands, and I've grown up listening to those
Oh
bands,
yeah,
but
they're great.
yeah, I mean, it's like like obviously, like, but this was like probably the only time we've been like, what, let's try. If we notice something that we're doing, let's just try to see what happens if we divert
Yeah.
the process to get away from that. But I think there's a lot of other influences that aren't directly music related that went into this that kind of like helped shape how it sounds. Like the process changed for us, and I think like the goal of trying to make uh more structured songs. And when I say structured, I feel like that's maybe like a misnomer
Yeah.
or something, because it's our old stuff was structured. It just wasn't structured linearly,
Yeah.
like we weren't structuring it in the way that we structured this one.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know, Matt, if you have an answer, like, we as far as like actual music that we listen to now, like I don't know, all sorts
Mm.
of stuff. Uh,
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, just personally, I don't know. I think for both of us, we don't really set out to make a song that sounds, like anything we've heard with a certain genre or anything. I think we just sort of play with some of the, I don't know, instruments we have until maybe there's a sound we like or like a sampled phrase that sounds good, and just try to sort of build up a song around that.
Oh yeah, I definitely see
Um,
that.
yeah, I mean, I don't know. I guess, yeah, personally, I never really know what a song's going to sound like until it's done. I think Ben maybe has more of a vision for what he wants from a song than I do. But yeah, I mean, just as far as the band and like the songs that we make as the band, I mean, influences. Yeah, I guess not to be vague, but I mean, I guess everything we just said,
Oh
sort
yeah,
of said,
there's nothing wrong with
sort of explains that without actually just like naming bands we like. I guess if that makes sense.
Yeah, I
So.
guess like regardless of influences, I am curious like what do you guys like listen to? Do you guys like what have you guys been digging right now in
Mhm.
terms of music?
Let's see. I mean, I can pull up, see what I was most recently listening.
I was just listening to. Well, here you go first, Ben.
No, you do it. I have to pull up this. I have a bad memory,
Yeah,
and
me
I
too.
honestly
Like when I'm in like a
bad
record
at
store, I
these.
like pull up my phone. It's like what am I looking for?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's like I know these questions whenever I'm like gonna sit down and do the few amount of times we've ever done interviews. Like I know that someone might ask that, and I just am like I need a good answer. 'Cause I feel like anything I would actually say is like kind of like not that cool or
No,
something.
no
But
pressure at all. As I said, I'm not a professional. This is just something because I want to release,
a
put something out.
professional listener of music, yeah. It's one
I
second.
was listening to these guys for some reason I had never um listened to. There's this group Rhythm and Sound, which is like a side project maybe of like that dub techno group Basic Channel. But Rhythm and Sound is like them doing more. I guess you'd call it like dub reggae or something.
Oh yeah, I
And
see.
they actually like feature a bunch of like old reggae,
Oh, that's
like
cool.
older reggae artists actually in the tracks, which I don't know. I've been loving, and I was just in a rental. I was just in like a Mustang convertible. I had a rental car for a couple days, and it was pretty fun to play that pretty loud.
Oh, that
So,
sounds interesting.
um,
Okay, so here we go. Okay.
I mean, I'm not even kidding, but
No, I'm
um,
like looking at mine and I'm laughing.
but yeah, there's this album Rhythm and Sound with the artists. That's the one that I was listening to a lot. Ben, you go.
My most recent liked uh stuff on YouTube. There's this like the comeback album from Skinny Puppy.
Oh
Uh,
yeah, them.
they're from where you from, I think.
Oh yeah, yeah.
They they're like I don't know if you're familiar, but they're just like an industrial
Yeah, I'm familiar.
and came of came into sort of the world and like that BM like kind of like I don't like that sound of like the early that late 80s kind of like
Yeah.
industrial
Yeah, I get where you're
music that
coming
much.
from.
And I don't really like that era of their band, but they came back like in the early 2000s and did this like totally weird like really like high def electronic like almost I don't know, it's just a weird take on their whole sound that I thought like I only recently discovered and
I mean, like after the album was
someone
made, right?
yeah, someone had said like uh
Yeah,
someone
that's
had
how
said,
because I also just
you know,
listened to that album.
Yeah.
I guess from you, but yeah, I think somebody said we sounded like that, and then we're both listening to it and are like, "Holy shit, this is incredible!"
it doesn't sound I don't think we sound like that, but I can see like
No,
I see I'm like, oh,
well,
okay.
the vocals are like pretty fucked in a way.
They're
I
doing
mean,
some
there's
really interesting stuff with like they're actually being like really like adventurous with their vocals and the weird like I don't know, it's hitting this spot that it's sort of like coming from like a weird IDM glitch sort of
Yeah.
angle, but it's done in this like so uncool, like completely uncool way that I think a lot of the IDM stuff and that whole genre isn't coming from. Like that stuff's supposed to be cool in a weird way, but this stuff is like so dorky and
Yeah.
it has this like they're like it's almost like it just seemed like it was done in a vacuum and I love that kind of stuff. So that was and then that followed by like literally like listening to Uffy and then what else?
You mean, sorry, the Skinny Puppy album was The Greater Wrong of the Right, right?
That's the one. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
a cool one.
Yeah,
And then
Yeah, you should check that out if you haven't heard it and you like. I don't know if you if you like
feel
us, you should.
I listen to a lot of different music, so like, yeah.
It was sick. Neither of us had heard it before this record, and then I think we saw that some people were saying it was like something near it or something. I don't know.
Hmm.
totally uncool. Like even less cool. Like it's just not cool.
I mean, we're probably less cool than this.
I think we're way less cool than even that uncool
Okay.
album.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. Okay. Good. Yeah, just making sure.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the Moody Blues. I was listening to the Moody Blues.
Oh yeah.
I was listening to Chet Baker.
You're asking a cursed question here.
Yeah, this is. Yeah, Chet Baker. I did listen to the new Blade album, which I think has some cool stuff on it.
Oh yeah. I have heard a lot about like both Skinny Puppy and Blade. I actually didn't know that Skinny Puppy came from Vancouver. That's interesting.
Yeah, Network Records is a Vancouver thing. There's like a huge industrial. I liked there's this band. I think where are they from? Hold on. I
Uh,
think
uh
no, I'm looking up this one band.
all right.
Lyrium.
What is it?
Lyrium. They're also from. It's like all the bands that were on Network Records, which is the label that I think Skinny Puppy people started.
Yeah, they did. I'm just reading about it right now as well.
There was this weird industrial to new age pipeline that is really some of it's
Oh, I know what band you're talking about.
in the same way as like you're like, whoa, these people are like actually just doing really strange things that almost don't make any sense,
Mhm.
but like for the context, but like they're hitting some really like unique arcs that are kind of like surprising and like really beautiful. Like this one band Delirium I've been listening to a lot, and this
Mhm.
specifically this album Karma, and it's like someone from Frontline Assembly or another one of those industrial bands, which again I'm not like a huge fan of, but um I
Uh-huh.
think like what they're all the weird like stuff that they start doing when they get bored of the industrial stuff is really interesting. But they're Vancouver,
Yeah.
I think.
I just realized
Um,
I'm just reading now that the guy who founded Network Records also launched this wellness center chain called Y Yoga that I always drive by.
oh wow, yeah, there's
Wow,
something
so
new
they did really
age.
go in on.
Yeah, that's funny.
So Ben's right, I guess.
It launched Sarah McLachlan's career too,
Really?
like yeah, it's an interesting sort of zone. Yeah. It's cool. I mean, some of those bands are cool. That label, put out a lot of stuff.
Yeah, it
I
is
think
cool.
the West Coast probably has a lot more new age sort of built into popular culture than.
Hmm.
I mean, we're both from the East Coast, so
Yeah,
I mean,
we're on different
I don't really
wavelengths
know.
here.
Yeah.
Okay, I stand corrected. It wasn't Skinny Puppy people. It was Frontline Assembly people started Network.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
okay.
Anyway, we're not really like industrial. I'm not like a super into industrial, so I don't really know what I'm talking about here.
Yeah, me
But
neither.
I do like that stuff.
Speaking of industrial, just a little anecdote. I remember one time when I was like 9 or something, I had like this stepdad, and he found like this old iPod or something on the ground, and he was just like playing stuff on it in the car, like when he was like picking me up from school, and he was like playing like Throbbing Gristle. I was just like, what is this?
That would be on an iPod on the street.
Yeah,
That's funny. What gen
The
iPod was it?
I
it was the
don't.
red and black themed Throbbing Gristle iPod. Because they put out some stuff. Everything that got released, like a piece of music equipment or something that it was like a module that was like deemed to be like the Throbbing Gristle branded module, and it was red and black. So I feel like
Huh.
the red and black iPod probably would fit also with their uh,
Yeah.
definitely. The View 2 should have done Throbbing Gristle iPods.
instead of the YouTube.
But yeah, so I just hear like Robin Gristle. And then there'd also be like, I don't know, like prog metal, like Dream Theater on the iPod
Right.
as well. And
Yeah.
I don't think that like exposed me to like stranger like independent music. It was like other stuff. But I don't know.
Well, it's always like a process, right?
It's just a
I
funny
mean,
anecdote that I want to think about since we're on the topic of industrial music.
yeah.
It's like
Yeah. I mean,
OG industrial band, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
And Dream Theater, the OG
The OG prog
uh,
metal.
industrial prog metal. Yeah.
I feel like that's when I realized I like wasn't gonna spend my life like worshiping synths or something. Was when I started to like see Jordan Rudis or whatever, however you guys say that guy's name, like videos on YouTube, and that was when I had like gone a little too far
Uh-huh.
into like loving synthesizers or whatever. When like,
Yeah, they made me want to stop playing drums too.
Hold on. I don't know who that is. I'm gonna look it up.
well, he's the keyboard player from Dream Theater.
Oh, I didn't know.
Jordan. Yeah, I don't even know how to say it. I forget. Jordan Rudis.
Rude,
Rudis.
Jordan Rude Boy.
Wait,
Jordan Rudis.
something
Rudes.
like that.
We're on a
Rudes.
good. Yeah.
Um, yeah, I never really got into Dream Theater.
Yeah, me neither.
Did get into Grobbing Thistle, Grobbing.
That's a
Oh my
good
god,
one.
Grabbing thistle.
Grobbing Thistle.
Like,
I'm having like
look at this.
what?
Look at this like weird
Wait,
Jordan
look. Where are we looking?
in the
In the
chat.
Discord.
Oh, sorry.
Is
How do
that
I?
Parappa the Rapper?
Wait, how do I
It's
go to the chat? Oh my god, wait. What is this,
virtual.
Ben?
It's like an avatar of Jordan Rudis that he like uses during like
How
a
old is
live show
this?
in 2010. It's not as old as you'd think.
It's like it's
like the like early 90s, man.
It
PS1.
looks like a Pixar screen test. Yeah.
I don't think I like this on any level. I mean, it is weird how the keys, there's no black keys in the corners
Yeah.
of the keyboard.
I don't think there's any keys there.
Those those
There's
Why would there be
individual
are
like,
key.
the
why would there
forbidden
be
keys.
triangular keys?
What do you mean? It's like,
No,
is it a
no,
continuous keyboard or not?
it can't be that. Like the angle is wrong. Like how would you fit keys in there? They get cut off.
Man, I don't know.
It should have been circular, the keyboard.
Wait, did you just find this, Ben?
I'm on his.
Oh, you're on the wiki.
He's into the V synth. So
Oh, yeah.
anyway, yeah, we love Dream Theater.
Grabbing Thistle.
Some grobbing thistle.
Dream Gristle. Wow.
Yeah.
But yeah, I have been listening to a lot of different stuff lately.
Mm-hmm.
Not really anything too interesting. I guess They Might Be Giants.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Yeah, they're cool.
like Animal Collective.
Which they might be.
I
Which they
have
might be giants. Are you into?
what do you mean? Like members?
Yeah, which member do you like the most? I just mean like what album
Oh,
or
I think
what?
I like Lincoln the best, but I haven't listened to most of their stuff
Cool.
past Flood.
Yeah, I mean I feel like I love all that stuff. I feel like Flood gets a little bit too. I lose it there, but
Yeah.
before that, all their demos are really cool.
Yeah, their demos are really interesting.
Those are New York alumni,
Yeah.
Brooklyn alumni.
Wait, what was the other thing you said?
I said They Might Be Giants and Animal Collective.
Oh yeah, it was what? Wait, if you don't mind me asking, how Well, wait, like newer Animal Collective or old stuff?
Well, pretty much all their
But you
stuff in
didn't want.
general, but I've been listening to mainly their older stuff. That's my main interest, sort of.
Yeah. Sorry, do you mind me asking how old you are? I'm just kind of curious.
I am a teenager, but
Okay.
like, yeah,
Well, I'm just wondering if Animal Collective's like something, just because like that, I mean, when I was in high school, we're both like 30-ish.
yeah,
And I mean, when we were in like high school and those albums were coming out, I mean, they were huge. And like, I'm curious if like, I mean, the internet's kind of messed up all, any linear anything, I feel like anymore. But
yeah,
like, I'm just curious if people are going, like younger people are going back and like, well, just because I don't know. I mean, the thing that I hear is like, oh, it's just like, oh, younger people are listening to like just, yeah, like Blade or something like that, and everybody loves it. And
young
I,
people are
I, I
definitely
I'm,
listening to Blade, but oh, continue.
yeah, no, I'm just like, you should tell me that not everybody is, and that there's a ton of people into like early Animal Collective and
Oh
stuff.
no,
Like
definitely not. Yeah, a lot of people listen to a lot of
okay.
different stuff. Like,
This is not a monolith, man.
Sorry, I'm like obvious. I'm sounding like a weird old
no, no,
person
no,
or
it's
something.
fine. But yeah,
It's just yeah. I mean, yeah, no, I wasn't asking that in any way other than just like I always weirdly try to just look for context about
yeah, I get
like
it.
what music people are into. And I mean, you found us somehow. I mean, I don't know if you knew
I
us for a while or
I've
just knew this album or what, but
about you guys. I found my friend mentioned you. He
mm,
mentioned you like when I was calling him a little while ago, and I think he heard about you from Paul D. Miller, Slugbug.
oh yeah.
Yeah. So I
Oh,
think
do you know Paul?
yeah. Well, I don't know Paul, but I've interacted with him
Uh-huh.
online. I'm in his server and stuff.
Oh, okay. In his server?
Discord server. He has one, and he's
Yeah,
Paul
he
here.
has
has
a.
one?
Yeah. Do you want an invite?
I mean,
Yeah, I
sure.
want
I
it.
didn't know Paul had a disc. I mean, we're like buds with Paul. I didn't know he had a Discord server.
But
What is he?
yes,
What's the server?
John Cramley Worship Center. It's in the
Who's
Uh,
this? Is Paul?
yeah. He's P whatever that symbol is,
Yeah,
Millar.
PD. Yeah. Oh,
so
okay. Oh, so okay. So you sort of know Paul then.
Yeah, I know it. I know him. I know his stuff.
Okay.
But yeah,
Yeah, he's like a genius,
yes,
basically.
I do enjoy his stuff. Uh,
we should get a Discord. This seems fun.
I mean, I
Like,
love Paul. Yeah, I don't know if yeah,
but yeah, so
you
I
could
heard
try.
about you guys from my friend who is also in that.
Oh, okay.
Uh, and so yeah, I just sort of fell down that, and I listened to it, and it was good. And then just a little while ago, I was like, what if I sent a request to interview these guys through like the Howard Records email? I was like,
Yeah,
okay, it happened on a whim, and yeah,
yeah.
well, yeah, we're we don't
We're
get
here.
much. Don't get much. Not like we're like there's layers to reach us. Like we're just hanging.
I have to go to New York and like answer riddle,
Yeah. Even just getting to New York, you have to.
send a
Yeah,
mail pigeon.
it's a riddle in itself.
Uh, yeah. So that's been interesting.
Yeah.
Anyways, what else was I gonna ask you guys? I guess. Do you guys like have any favorite songs off the new album, like that you guys enjoy the most or are most proud of?
Matt, you go first.
Me? I mean, I like Go Green. I think that one's pretty good.
Yeah, Go Green's good.
Um, Thanks, dog. I mean, I like that. I think both of us kind of loved Neosporin right away. Um,
Those are my two.
and then wait, Ben, what did? Sorry, I
Getting
forgot the
involved.
name. I forgot the name of this of. Let me go look at the album. Sorry, we just have. Ben knows this. I have a horrible. I can never remember the song names once we make them like the
Yeah,
official names of
I
the
have.
tracks. They're always to me. They're always like the demo names, whatever they are. Hold on. Let me.
Yeah, I have horrible memory as well, so I definitely understand where you're coming from.
John, am
Um,
I getting like sucked
Oh,
into
plast. Oh, sorry. What Ben?
getting like sucked into like Paul's Discord? Like people are like trying to say hi, or I don't know how Discord works that well,
Say
so
hi to
just
who?
like
You?
people just like tagging me like because I just joined,
at
you know?
Do they
BRM,
know
BRM.
Do
Yeah.
they know who you are, Ben?
I don't
No,
think
no one
so.
knows who. They're just like, oh, there's a new person, and I'm
What are
just
they
like,
tagging you in there for?
oh, they're just like saying they're tagging my name, my
Yeah,
handle, and
somebody just
And
tagged
saying
him and
what?
said
Hey.
his name. It's like at BRM,
Well,
BRM.
wait. Do we want to go and see just chat with everybody on that channel?
Check it out.
wait, hold
They're pretty
on.
nice. So,
All I was gonna say was the song "Plastic Wrap." It maybe isn't my favorite on the record, but I think it was my favorite one to make. It just came together really quickly
alright, nice, nice.
and was like pretty. Oh, I don't know. We take forever to make songs, and I mean that one definitely not an exception. But at least the skeleton of it was like
Wait, talking about
was like
plastic.
the one that's like Punk My Chi Ben. That's
Yeah,
Plastic
yeah.
Wrap, right? Yeah.
That you think that took the
I
shortest route?
remember the I remember the beginning of it. It was really exciting right away, and I could feel that there
Yeah.
was a song there. I feel
Yeah.
like a lot of times we don't really know if it's going to be a song or not.
I remember you saying that it took like you can't listen to it because you just hear the loop going and you trying to figure out a part on top for like ever.
Well, then maybe I'm misremembering, and maybe once I got it, it was such a euphoric feeling that that's now what I remember about it. Here, I'll join John Cramley. Let's
Yeah.
see.
Also, about the Neosporin video.
Yeah,
How did that come together? Like, did you just like come with up like the idea? Just have like
Um,
a fisheye camera just of this like guy in a trampoline park?
I think obviously like the lyrical content of the song is not immediately apparent, but
Yeah.
thematically, I think like wanted something where it's like uh a someone in a place that they're supposed to have fun in and they're not, and it's sort of this like trapped in a situation where everyone around you is having fun, but you're having like probably the worst time you've ever had.
Yeah.
And I thought that like as a visual that would be the best way to represent that, but um yeah, that was like I wanted it originally to be sort of a like when they first started coming out with like 360 cameras and like GoPro, like really like YouTube GoPro stuff, a lot of people would go to like trampoline parks and just do like crazy flips and stuff. And
Yeah.
there's like a whole YouTuber culture of like uh,
Yeah.
trampoline parks for some reason.
Hmm.
So I thought like it would, oh, well, that would work um, to show up there and just seem like we're filming because I wanted to do some on location thing. We've just never done a video like that. So um, that's that's how that came about. And we didn't have a problem filming there. It's just like weird, boring stuff. Also, like we didn't have a problem filming there,
yeah, that was a big aspect.
it was like already like set up, and it looked like interesting, and it kind of matched sort of like aesthetically the sort of the sound of the song too, like that environment. Um,
Yeah.
and then like yeah, I think just the difference, you know the huge difference between the environment of joy and and fun, and he's like a miserable person who like doesn't want to be there.
Oh
That was the
yeah.
whole thing.
Yeah, it's
But
cool.
yeah, that's not an actual old man. I had to deep fake him to look old because I couldn't find someone.
Oh, do you know that guy?
So
Or did you like
yes, that's a friend of mine, and I had to process him to look old
hmm.
because I
Yeah,
couldn't get
he's our
anybody.
age.
No one that I knew who was old enough to like sell the idea wanted to do it. I think, you know, maybe it's like exploitative or something, but I was just like, yeah, I want you to like have like a panic attack meltdown in a trampoline park, and I'm gonna film it.
Wow. Yeah. Okay. But
It's
yeah,
that.
the video, some of the shots in the video, just of the face, are amazing.
Oh, thanks. Of his face.
Yeah, of his face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can definitely understand the apathy in his eyes.
Yeah. Apathy towards amusement for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, it didn't work. Going to the park made it worse for him.
It's almost
I
like,
don't
how
know.
did he get there? Like, did he drive there himself? Like,
It's
was
like,
he
You
the
know,
fact that it's
Batman, I didn't.
Hmm?
Sorry, go for it.
No, go ahead. I don't.
Well, no, I didn't. I didn't catch this, but in the first shots, you can see the shadow of the cameraman
hmm.
Yeah,
like
I didn't get
following him, and like I
Yeah.
don't
like
know if they're anywhere else in the video, but like, I just
I mean,
I
I
don't
would
really
have
know.
preferred to have the cameraman being filmed by another cameraman doing like jumps with like I didn't want like kind of like that, and we did that in a blast video where it's like
Right? Yeah, we couldn't
you're,
do it again.
you're amongst the film crew rather than behind them or something. Like I kind of like that, but this one I just that was left in there because there was only a certain amount of hours I wanted to spend on After Effects, like getting rid of stuff. So
Yeah. Now I'm just imagining like the cameramen just like bumping into each other and then just like fighting, and then another cameraman just filming that.
yeah, it starts turning into a sort of like subplot, and there's new cameramen everyone starts taking out their phones, and you start seeing everyone's
That's what we should
uh
have done. I should have. I
perspective.
had all these. I had all these kids throw like foam balls at our protagonist, but I really should have just had them all get their phones out and start filming him. It probably would have been better.
Oh, so that
Oh,
was planned? I thought it just happened just candidly.
no, well, we
Eh,
went up. We went into this one dodgeball area, and there was just nothing but teenagers, like just like getting all like rowdy, like peg balls. Like everyone loves doing that, and they were like jumping around, going crazy, and I was like, I think Matt just asked them, "Hey, we're gonna send our friend in here. You just like all just go after him and take aim at him," and they were so psyched. Like they were just given permission to like just bully someone. It was like the weirdest like amount of joy. And they kept
well, I
kind of
also
going to
told them they were going to be in a music video, and like we had like a
kind of
camera that looked a little fancy,
It looks
but
it's just
brutal.
funny because of how like it was dark but like funny of how like much they loved it. You're like, oh god. Like just because he just kept getting pegged and pegged, and we were like, okay, stop. Like, I guess those
I
things
mean,
don't.
poor guy. I mean, he really was getting like smacked in the head
Uh,
with these things, and I didn't realize it, but like the ball I held was like a soft foam, but then there was another ball that was like more like a weird plastic, not like a hard plastic. It was still a soft-ish ball,
It
but
wasn't a real
I mean,
dodgeball, but it's still like I
I got pegged in the back with one, and it sucked.
yeah,
And so I that happened after I saw him getting hit in the head a couple times, and
yeah.
I don't know. I mean, he really was grimacing like for real, and that and I feel bad now, but
love.
he's a sport, I think, and
That's
I
good.
mean, he's like a video artist kind of too, and so I think he like kind of got what we were doing a little bit more than maybe someone else and was down.
Looking back at the
So,
video, you can definitely see the pain,
yeah,
the immense
yeah.
brutality of these adolescents.
Yeah, there were shots that I didn't put in because there were like better ones because you can tell in some of those shots that those kids were like really hamming it up and they would like be doing like, like air like what's the basketball move where you like spread your legs really wide and you're like, I don't know, it's like some
Oh, where
What?
Michael
you like,
Jordan.
oh yeah, where you like bounce it between your legs?
I'm just saying like
Not
when
like
someone's going for like literally the Air Jordan logo, mm, like someone just like really trying to show how like they're flying. Like I don't know, it was just this interesting. Everyone was just hamming it up, and I thought I would include a lot more of those shots, but they were kind of like there was too many, and they were all like jerky and stuff. Um,
Okay.
I want to do a whole video that's just him getting pegged with
we'll do well, maybe for the one of the remixes.
mixed
There are
video. Yeah,
remixes?
Yeah, there's a
Yeah,
couple coming.
Oh
should be
shit,
coming.
sick.
Yeah, soon.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and Ben, you
but
actually maybe you could hand that to me and I could just cut do
I don't
something
want. I
for
don't know.
that.
I would maybe
Anyway,
back.
all right, fine. So yeah, I don't know. It was cool to do. Um, we hadn't really done a video before with like sort of a character completely, I think, separate from the band
Yeah.
before, and I don't know. I mean, I think it's probably our most like
It's a good video.
yeah. I thought it was like kind of the song's short and sweet. The video is pretty to the point. Um, yeah, I don't know. Happy with it, I guess. I mean, Ben, I don't know if you have any concluding thoughts on it.
I'm, I'm happy with it. I think it was cool.
Yeah.
It it
Ben
it
worked his ass off to get it done.
music videos in general like have always been really tedious, and at least that one was I don't really like doing them because it just involves too much work.
Mm-hmm.
And that it sounds lazy, but like there's a certain amount of like you have to get a bunch of people together for the most part, or you have to like just all do it all yourself, or both, which is what I feel like happened with this one. So it was just like real like there was a lot of post production stuff that I had to do. Um, so it was really tedious. So but I am happy with how it came out. Um,
Yeah.
I mean, glad you like it. Thanks.
You're welcome. I'm trying not to sound like too patronizing, if that's the right word,
Mm-hmm.
Oh, not at
but
all.
it is a genuinely pretty good album. Well, not just pretty good, but like good. I like the album.
Yeah,
Is what
now
I'm
you're
saying.
sounding patronizing. I'm kidding.
Thanks. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, we're trying. I, we really were trying to make something more consistent and like not just so that more people liked it, but I think just the two of us like just sort of what we've wanted from our own music. Well, I don't know, Ben. I mean, maybe that's what I've wanted, Ben. I don't know if that's so true of you. I mean, we obviously,
I just wanted some forward movement.
yeah.
Not that
Yeah.
we haven't been doing that, but I think that our releases, the first two were pretty much from the same time, and they are kind of like, well, hold on, sorry. The first album,
Wait, do you mean the
the
EP?
first three albums were done within like two years or something, right? And it just felt like that was like kind of the same time, and we didn't really try to like push anything forward like in a new way. We were just kind of living in the
Hmm.
sort of environment we're just still kind of
Yeah.
we were still just playing around with the same stuff for the first few records, and I feel like the one right before this one we were like starting to try to think like how can we change this a little bit or make it something more make
Yeah.
it move forward in some way. And I think like every time we do that, we've done it twice now where we're trying to do that, we sort of think we succeeded, but also still like, oh, maybe like I don't know. You hear it so many times, it's hard to tell. But I'm glad that some people like it. Um,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. It will reach. It won't reach that many people just because of the nature of this music. But it's nice to get
I mean, you got
people like you
Pitchfork.
interested in it. So I know that's like a weird thing too. And I mean, that's great. It's cool. I mean, didn't really.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't know what to say. It's cool. Thank you for.
you're welcome. But yeah, I definitely do see like the forward movement on like Orange 2 and like Breezy compared to like the first few stuff like
Yeah.
releases.
I think there's like a. I think there's like an obvious like um tendency with those two to like make more like quote unquote songs, and hope to still do that, but I kind of we'll probably end up trying to go back and do like more abstract stuff eventually because I feel like we're really like impatient and bored stuff, so
Yeah, I
who
guess
knows.
like yeah. So like what's up with the suits?
These new ones?
Yeah, new ones.
So I guess like, we have a few pictures of them, but we haven't really like used them yet in front of people, so I feel like maybe it's a little confusing what they are, but
I see a
um
projector and like a folding chair.
right, yeah. Yeah, so we for years now have been doing like our live show uh live projections with live video feeds feeding into live projections
Yeah,
um where we are taking a video that's of a camera that's filming our faces, projecting that onto the wall, but the projector was like on us, on our heads as well as the cameras, so it was like feedback this live feedback kind of thing,
it's cool.
um,
Yeah.
where you would see our faces moving around on the wall that we're playing in front of at the same time as seeing our actual faces. And it created this interesting like movement in the show that like kind of uh, alleviated some of it alleviates some of the pressure to like of our our actual personalities perform or something or be like I think it makes like we're not doing much exciting stuff when we're playing and it's like kind of we have to focus on a lot on our equipment, so um I think it creates this element of like excitement where there's maybe small excitements turn into large ones because anytime you move like the projection will just like turn around. So that was the old one, and then now we've taken that into this other direction, which is kind of like instead of projecting those projectors on the walls around us or on a screen, we're using them to create like pseudo holograms. Um, and that's basically when you see the photo of us with the plexiglass and that kind of the disc in front of us.
Yeah.
That's actually just like a rear projection film substrate thing that catches the projection and in dark environment. Again, we'll probably get better photos of this as we start playing live, but in a dark environment, it's kind of like basically a hologram of our faces floating in front of us. Um, so whether or not that's how it's going to remain, I don't know. But then that whole thing became like we're like we want to move around with our all of the costumes and the outfits and the rigs are all like this time around basically and because we decided one thing we had to do this other thing. So
Yeah.
we used to play just standing in front of our equipment and we found it kind of like we never moved around that much. We're like, okay, I want to move around. They're like, why don't we just strap the equipment to us? Then once we did that, they're kind of heavy, and me and Matt were talking, and I was like, I wish there was just some sort of chair we could put on our like wear a chair, you know?
Wow, so it just spiraled, eh?
Yeah, and I sort of feel like there has to be someone who has to stop the spiral because I could keep going. I feel like we could just keep going, but at a certain point you run out of maybe resources.
Yeah.
Um, but I would definitely keep going if I could. But like, so the chair legs were like the solution to being able to rest if we need to when we're walking around carrying all our equipment. But then the chair legs created this whole other thing where it was like, oh, this might give out and we would like, eat shit on stage in front of everyone. So we're like, we really need to like protect ourselves. So we developed like a sort of some clothing and some face wear to like make it so if we fall, we won't get too hurt. Um, padding, and
Wow, so
then
it all is just like purely functional.
we tried to make it as functional as possible. I mean, obviously, it's not pure function. There is like design involved in that stuff,
Yeah.
obviously, but yeah, the goal was like, all right, how because the previous outfits almost were like pure glamour, and uh,
Hmm.
I, we were just like, let's just like try to do something that's like almost pure utility instead of pure spectacle, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
But we also have like a hologram, so like I don't know, it's all pretty spectacular, but
Even like with all like the with all the technical stuff, like I feel like it does quite like well like represent like sort of the feeling that the album gives you. Like
oh, that's cool.
definitely like
I
forward
mean,
thinking or whatever, but also a
I
little
think
strange.
finally the music caught up a bit more to where we were visually. I mean, I think that this album, I think we were on the last album was a little bit the last that EP Breezy was a little bit of a lag in my, I mean, in my opinion, on like where the band was
well,
visually and where we were
Hmm.
musically. I think these are kind of now we're sort of even. We finally caught up to ourselves. I don't know, Ben. What do you think?
yeah, I mean, the last one was a weird timing. Like, we didn't really have time to like develop a sort of new stage show or something, but it doesn't really matter anyway because we never really we never really photographed with that stuff
Yeah,
on the album. So we kind of worked in a weird way, but also never toured on it anyway. So because of COVID, so like it got canceled. So like in a way it doesn't work, but I also feel like it was an opportunity to document that stuff.
yeah,
So I don't know. Yeah, but I know what you're saying, Matt.
yeah,
So you guys are
yeah. I mean, we
playing.
were
Oh,
supposed.
never mind.
Oh,
Continue.
sorry. Go. I was just gonna say, yeah, but I mean, we were supposed to. We had a whole our first like actual full U.S. tour booked. Um,
Oh,
in for April 2020, and I mean, every band has the same story, I guess, but yeah, I mean, the album came out that EP came out then, and yeah, it's just that it just didn't happen. So I don't know. I think yeah. So I think maybe I don't know. We just finally had time. I think to maybe just play catch up ourselves, and I mean,
yeah. It's always
but,
nice.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So I don't know. That's all I was going to say was that you know
So you guys are playing
we
like
just had this
live
big tour.
soon for like the first time in like a
Yeah,
while.
since March 2020. Yeah, we've
Are you
yeah.
guys like excited or like anxious or like excited to like try the new like suits and like systems or whatever? And
Yeah, I mean, what will happen is this first show we play, even though it'll probably be fun, will likely be like all the mistakes all the problems will surface that will then I will have to go back and fix everything and then
At
probably
the album release.
the next show will probably be good. I mean, it'll be good. I'm just saying like you never know what's going to go wrong and there's like a lot of things that can go wrong with stuff we're doing.
yeah,
So, we're just going to try our best, but it should be fun.
yeah, I'm excited to see how the new like design is on stage. Design of like
Hey, me
everything, I
too.
Yeah,
guess.
yeah. Yeah, no, I mean we I think we have to figure out how it's going to work out. Or we're not even. Yeah, Ben's. Yeah, we're excited too.
Yeah, I'm sounding a little patronizing again with the whole like.
No. I don't mean that. Also, you're allowed to because I made that patronizing comment earlier. So,
Which one?
what I don't know about the animal collective thing. I just
Oh, was that patronizing?
I don't know. I'm worried that it was, but not that I was trying to get. That's not
Well, I
obviously
mean,
my
with
intent.
Animal Collective, that stuff came out when we were literally probably your age, and
Mm-hmm.
that was like hugely influential for to get us into stuff further than that. And like, I still think that stuff's cool, and I like respect all of that, and like, but that was like a huge um point at where like experimental, weird, like northeast like freak music was like coming into some weird mainstream, you
Oh
know?
yeah.
And so that's I feel like that's what the angle we were coming Matt was coming at it from was like I curious if like if that was one of those bands for you, if like you found that and you were like, whoa, like what, you know, or if you found it just like, oh, everyone finds stuff now. It's just like it's all like mixed up now, you know. There's I feel like when I was in school, it was like it was kind of there's the underground was still you couldn't get to the deep underground that easily as a
Yeah.
teenager. Um, but you could get it way more than like people a generation before me for sure. But it was just like definitely like it was limited. So when you heard stuff like that, you were like, "Whoa,
Yeah.
what is this world that exists?" You know?
Yeah, that
But
is sort of, yeah, like that's kind of like exactly like kind of how I felt
Mm.
when I first like discovered like I don't know, what was I into like a while ago? I don't even know. I think not animal. Hmm. I don't know what I got
Well, but
into with.
the thing about that was like that was a contemporary underground thing. So like I just like that's I guess yeah, like I don't have a clear question or anything like that. And I mean, obviously, we're not. I mean,
Yeah.
it's fun to ask you questions too, but I mean,
Yeah.
I'm just, it's
we're
just
not
like,
recording. Although, are we
I'm just
allowed to say
like,
like recorded
I'm just
lines?
like, is there a new, like, do the same bands like are this like does everybody who gets into weird music follow this sort of same trajectory as you
Way
know?
it's just generational. Like I definitely feel like
Well,
it's like
no,
a
but
very
like you mentioned the throbbing gristle thing. I mean, like I probably got into Throbbing Gristle like after I found out about like more like local
It
underground
all leads
music,
back to throbbing
but
gristle.
yeah, I guess so. I don't know. It's like, you find those weird big bands, but maybe you still don't realize that there are more like local scenes that are sort of more underground. And I mean, I think a question Ben and I just have, I don't know, I think we just wonder if there do exist like scenes we don't know about of people doing cool stuff, or if that's just like the wrong way to think about stuff now.
Yeah, cool.
I don't know. But yeah,
Yeah.
it's, that's just more the culture side of being, I guess, musicians who are into weirder stuff and sort of look back on how we got into it. And I think it was kind of a weird, fun, fun time. I mean, we have a friend that's 10 years older than us, and I mean, that guy, Brian from Yip Yip and Couple Boing. And,
Oh, about
he like,
continue. No.
well, I don't know. I don't, it's,
you gotta interrupt us. You can't let us
Yeah, I'm
continue.
sorry for like letting
We'll
us
just like
ramble.
bumble our way through.
well, nothing. I mean, we can talk to him about like, you know, he had a different, like, we had like MySpace and stuff where there might be like local bands posting their stuff, but like he had a whole scene of like trading like VHS tapes of bands, and like
Yeah.
it's just kind of, I guess that's why I'm like, oh, like you're into weird, like Seb, you're into weird music, and you're a little younger than us. Like, like, how did it happen for you? Like, I guess that's just sort of why I asked that question, just out of pure curiosity and like not in a patronizing way, I guess.
Oh no,
I'm just
I
trying
can answer
We're
that. I
still
just
trying to-
didn't know where to start.
yeah. Yeah.
But anyways, I think I started like I don't. At first, I think I got into like Tyler the Creator. He's like a
Oh yeah.
decently big like
Right.
rapper or whatever.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
not independent by any means, but
Sure, sure. I get it.
from there it was just sort of like I talked to like people online
Mm-hmm.
about like music and stuff. I got into a bunch of different stuff, and then eventually somehow I got into like Aphex Twin or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Uh and that was that, and then I got into like Death Grips, which is a different like experimental hip hop group or whatever.
Yeah.
And then from there I got into like the online like strange music community, I guess. It just sort of went down the rabbit hole.
Well, like, what's that? What's the online strange music community?
I don't know. I guess
Like,
it's
are there
like
bands? Are there bands, or is it just like people making like just weird cut ups or something?
it's sort of a mix of there aren't really any bands, but I guess it started with Discord. Like I got into like a Death Grips Discord server. I was like, hey, have you heard
Mm-hmm.
about this? Have you heard about this?
I was
And
gonna
blah, blah,
say.
blah. And yeah. And then
Did
now
you ever? Sorry, yeah, keep going.
no, continue. I didn't know what I was gonna say anyways. Continue.
Well, I was just asking, like, so Death Grip stuff. I mean, did you, because like Ben and I grew up listening to like Hella,
Oh yeah, Hella's great.
which was that guy's band before Death Grips, the drummer. And I mean, he did a bunch of other stuff, but like,
I mean, that
Yeah.
was like a band we loved
it's,
when we were
see, to me, it's so funny how, like,
multi-generational.
yeah, like that Zach
Yeah.
Hill is just like somehow he was able to make the jump. And like, I don't know. I mean, I listen to Hella more than I listen to Death Grips, but like,
Oh yeah.
I don't know. I mean, anyway.
So what about Zach Hill or whatever and like Hella?
Well, no, I mean, it's just, I don't know. I think Ben and I both get a little, we both get like maybe, or I do. I just try to categorize stuff maybe too much, but no, I don't know. I mean, it's just like, it's cool to me that I guess Zach Hill was able to like, he's almost like
He's in his 40s.
a progenitor of like both of just like this underground music
Yeah, it all links
like
back to Zach
scene
Hill.
and different and through in a couple different generations now, it seems like. So I don't know. I mean, it's
He's
just
an
kind of funny.
institution.
But yeah, it's like yeah, Hella's great.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, Ben and I both like dork out over the I think yeah, I mean I mean I think historically my favorite rock doc is yeah, that hella like live in Japan like 2002 DVD.
Oh
I don't know if
yeah.
you've ever seen it, but
Uh
I mean, I don't own that many DVDs, but like that's one I own, and I'm happy I do. I guess I don't know.
oh, where'd you get that?
I probably just ordered it online.
Oh,
In like 2005 or something.
But
yeah, nice.
yeah, yeah.
What's been happening in John Cramley Worship Center? Okay, nothing.
Oh
I
yeah.
mean,
I said
Um,
hey. Oh, people are talking now. Oh
I just saw
man.
Tom Waits' arm hairs. And then I scrolled up.
I think someone warned us like it's teenagers in here. We're just
Oh,
teenagers. And
yeah.
it's just like, oh god,
Yeah.
what am I?
It is all
I mean, I'm
teenagers.
not allowed. So Paul hangs out in this.
Paul like talks in it frequently, which I'm surprised about because like not
What
very
is his
often do
handle?
people. PD Millar.
Okay, yeah.
You can just like scroll down the user list or whatever. Um,
Yeah.
but anyways, what I originally interrupted you about, like, because you were talking about Cowboy Boing.
Oh right.
I remember I was somebody who's releasing my friend's record on like their label
What?
knows Cowboy Boing,
Mm-hmm.
I think.
Okay.
Let me just
What's your friend's band name?
well, it's not really a band. It's just like
Okay.
one person, but like their name is
Oh,
Morgan, and they're pretty cool.
okay. But they put out music as Morgan?
Well, their name is Morgan, but like yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, yeah, anyway.
But yeah, so it's like yeah.
But they know Brian. I mean, Brian's a super friendly and approachable guy. I think he's like, I think he literally, I mean,
Oh, he knows everyone.
yeah,
I feel like
I
he,
mean, I think if you just follow him on Instagram or whatever, he follows you back and like says hi, which, yeah, I mean,
wait, really? He says hi?
I don't know about that, but I'm just,
Thanks for the follow.
Thanks for the
No,
follow.
he's a true.
Brian's very, he, I don't know. I mean, he's done, I mean, whatever. He's very much like, oh my God, I have to be a weird music father for all
He's
these
like a
kids out here.
small scale Zach Hill, for sure.
Yeah.
Multi
That's,
generational.
but yeah, we know Brian from Florida, and we saw his band play when we were teens.
Oh, cool.
So, yeah,
But anyways, as I have to like go soon, because
yeah. I
we've already
gotta,
been here
yeah,
for like an
same.
hour. So like one
Yeah.
final question, sort of like, what do you have
Mm-hmm.
planned like in the future for like Macula Dog or Howard Records or everything Howard Records? Uh,
Um,
do you have anything
sorry.
planned?
As far as like just the general like existential future of the band and the label.
I guess
Um,
like, do you have any like big ideas or concepts you want to like execute or?
yeah, I mean, I would like to, as far as like Macula Dog's concerned, like I want to start writing a new record and maybe do a large tour, obviously for this one, but try to refine the sort of projections and live show setup that we have because it's gonna take a while. Like as far as like further down the road aspirations, like for what we want to do, I think just like keep put out something next that's been more different and something constantly evolving. I want to evolve more
Yeah.
and not, try to not get trapped in your own,
Yeah, I get that totally.
trapped in your own like weird
I think we want to learn
stuff.
how to use more reverb.
That's a goal.
It kind of is, right?
Use more reverb instead of like these like bone dry recordings for like not
Mhm.
like
I mean,
not like
yeah,
like garage rocked out like fluffy everything reverb. That's
it's
just
a very practical one, but I think the larger thing behind it is like, I don't know. I think
just do different. I just want to keep changing and do different stuff. I feel like
yeah,
we haven't changed enough, and that's always been a point of not frustration, but it makes me a little bit uh not anxious. It's a little bit like I'm tapping my toes, waiting to try to change more.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I
But
get that.
it takes a long. We're very slow, so everything takes a long time for us. We're not like very fast or prolific. So it'll take time.
So, yeah, cool. Well, it was nice getting to like know more about like this band that I've just like found out. But of course, like also like I guess like
Yeah, it's
just
cool that
like
you hit
talk
us
to you
up.
guys. It was great to
yeah.
you guys were great interview subjects
Oh,
as
thank you.
opposed to me not being such a great interviewer.
Yeah,
Very little
that's
planning,
okay.
but I'm glad I can be excused.
Yeah, you're
I
excused.
know.
I think it's cool that you reach out to people like
Yeah,
that. Like, awesome.
yeah,
Awesome. So, yeah, it was great talking with you guys.
yeah. We'll see you in Paul's server,
Yeah, we'll
I
see you
guess.
in the John Cramley Worship Center.
All
Alright.
You
right.
guys can talk
Thanks a
to you.
lot.
All right.
Yeah,
Thank
chat.
you
Talk with
as
you later.
well. Yeah, I'll talk to you later, hopefully sometime.
Yeah.
So yeah, great chatting
Yeah.
with you. So
Cool.
see ya
Later, Seb. Bye.
later.